Hey everybody, I am on the Oslo Fjord right now. You kind of see it behind me. I'm at the back of the boat. It's hard for me to hear, so I don't know if you can hear or not, but I'll raise this up just so you can see a little bit here. Again, this is the Oslo Fjord. This is where glaciers were so huge and heavy, had like pressed down the mountains and actually formed these valleys where you now have these giant water inlets and then some sort of fingers and islands of land in between. And so it's one of the main tourist attractions of Norway. Now this is my second day in Norway. We're trying to get to Stockholm today, so I would say that this is not the most impressive fjord you could see. I think a lot of times when you see video of fjords, you see the waterfalls, you see more of the nature, and those are a little bit more on the western side. So possibly if I was taking a train trip to Bergen or something of that nature, I'd have a chance to see a little bit more of the rustic stuff. But my train leaves today at 3:45 for Stockholm, and I wanted to see the fjord, or at least one fjord, so I chose Oslo. I wouldn't pick this one. If you're taking some real time in Norway, this is not the trip to take. The other thing I got to do today, which was kind of nice, was go to the Nobel Peace Prize Museum. Now, this is one of those things that, again, if you're kind of into history and you feel like, okay, well, I'm in Norway, so I kind of want to see some of this Nobel Peace Prize stuff, I would say it's totally worth it. And the display that they have, with the little video screens going over everybody that's ever been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, is very well set up and it's cool. But there's nothing terribly historical about the place, and as far as information goes, it's stuff you can just get online. So if it's not a big deal to you to sort of participate in that Nobel Peace Prize thing while you're in Norway, that's another one that I wouldn't necessarily bother with. I wouldn't say I'm regretting this day necessarily, but I'm just saying that again, if you have some options and you're taking a full trip to Norway, you've got better things you can do. I did want to follow up with one other thing. I got an answer on the milk today. So a lady saw me carrying this with me today. She's like, "Excuse me, is that your milk?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, I'm just asking because that's kind of strange. You don't generally see people walking around with it." But I explained to her that in fact that I am somebody who's a huge milk drinker and also love the fact that this whole thing of milk here, I'll show you again, this basic quart of milk comes to barely $2 American, as opposed to about $3.50 for a bottle of water and even more for soda and things like that. But she explained to me that it is in fact government subsidies to farmers. She said there's a farmer subsidy and a milk subsidy, which I would have thought would have been the same thing, but apparently not. And that's driven down the price of milk because they want people in Norway to drink more. So that's just been to my benefit because I'd rather drink milk anyway, and it's cheap. But apparently it makes me stick out as an American, the fact that I've got my quart of milk with me. So anyway, once again, another look at the fjord. This is, again, the Oslo Fjord. Probably not the best one to see if you're a nature guy. I would also say if you're planning a trip to Norway, do it in the spring or summer. I would say the outdoors side of me would love to spend a little more time here and go mountain biking, which I'm sure would be amazing. But it's not really the right season for it. It's getting colder and rainier. So this is more of a probably summer type destination. Anyway, that's it from here. Off to Stockholm tomorrow, or be there tonight. Tomorrow I hope to be enjoying one of the greatest smorgasbords in the world that apparently the Royals make a point to see and everything. So hopefully I'll have some shots from there. Talk to you then.